So the gentleman from Seattle was finding rentals and he funded those before he quit his job. How would you recommend or think about funding rentals? Like, where would you start with everything we've talked about so far? Anybody? I mean, this isn't a terribly complicated answer. I'd start right here. Whoever your transactional funder is, see if they have a program that they do rentals. I'll guarantee you 85% of them do. And they're going to give you their parameters. And their parameters usually look like this: 75% LTV, 1.25% DSCR. That's about it. So if you buy a house, you use transactional funds, and you want to keep it, you do this. So let's make the math real easy. Let's just say we have a 200K. Get a fresh piece of paper for this. Let's just say you have a house. I've always been partial to the big window in the middle, the door, and one window over here. And let's just say this house is worth 200K ARV. ARV is after repair value. Most of you know that, but if you don't, that's an ARV. If the bank will give you 75%, that means you need to be at 150K or less all in to get your money back. There's a guy with the beard, with the place with the pockets. They came up with a beautiful acronym for it. It's a cute acronym. They call it like BRRRR or something like that. I was doing this way before there was an acronym. What you want to do is you want to make sure you are in and out of this house for less than 150. Interest rates today are something in the neighborhood of 4. So at 150, you're going to be basically at, I'm going to just guess and say we're at $800 a month. 4, 6, yeah, that's close. If you have a 150K mortgage. So let's just say you buy the house, your purchase price is 100, and we probably wholesale 15 houses a month for roughly 100 grand. And then you can do the repairs. The real magic is you want to do it for under 50 grand, but if you do that for, let's say, 40 grand, your total spend's 140. Now there's some soft costs in here that they leave out in HGTV that are real, but let's just say you can do it this way. If you can get this thing funded in this number, I wish I had a green pen, it's plus 10K to you, which is a big deal. You can actually buy a rental, get it funded, and put that thing inside your portfolio and get paid to do it. But at that house, in my market, if that's a 200K house, that thing rents all day long for, as a 3-bedroom, it's $1,300. As a 4-bedroom, it's $1,600. Let me do the math real quick on something. At 150K times 5 divided by 1,000, yeah, I said 800, 750. That's fine. So if you were to do 800, I'm getting granular here and I know that, but just watch it. And we say that's times 1.25, that equals 1,000, right? Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that equals $1,000. Frank, what's 1.25? That's your soft costs, that's your management fees, that's your taxes, that's the other stuff that goes in. So if you have a cost of 1,000, and you need to get at least a 125 cover, your rent needs to be greater than or equal to $1,250 a month. This $200,000 house, now we do this for way less, but it's, you know, roughly worth something in this neighborhood. A $200,000 house for us is probably going to rent for like $1,600 to $1,800, but it's easily going to hit $1,300, and if you get to $1,300, you're over $1,250. So what does that mean? That deal papers. You buy it. You can even overpay. You put in your construction, your 30 or 40 grand in construction, you have someone like this. Now these are not the Boy Scouts. They're gonna charge you a ton. They're not gonna be as good as a local bank, but you're still getting interest rates roughly at 4%, and this thing cash flows. Could you make more? Yeah. Do I? Yes. But is this a good way to start? Is this a good way to build and a good way to stack? And is this a good way to start the process and build a relationship? Damn right. You get 30 or 40 of these things with somebody like this, you can go to a local bank, you can do 100 other things. But the thing is, get to 50 and then look up. That's what we did. We have 300 now. I just did a refi last week where we refied out of 80 houses, and I have another 100 coming before the end of the year. Those are gonna make tons of extra money, but you gotta get there. And once you have scale, you can do it. So like everything else, don't overthink it. And that is money.